Hey, I guess we're live and we're going to try to make this all happen today. Welcome to Making It Up as we go. And hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Uh, if you wouldn't mind throwing a note in the chat just to let me know that the audio is okay, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to bring my old boy Sean in here. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Doing great. And you,
We're
Ryan?
still surviving. Let's see here.
Good.
We are trying out a different streaming platform tonight. So it looks like everything audio is okay. So that's good. Let's see here.
Just leave your fingers off that one button, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you how I could ban people right now.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. So
actually, Paul is waiting to jump in. He said it might have reached its max. Paul, if you're listening,
I don't know.
get another shot.
Like I said, it's let's see. Let me see if this will. It should allow him to come in here. Let's see here. Don't know what is going on here. Let's see here. I'm just pushing some buttons. If it doesn't work, Paul, I apologize. So anyway, let's just talk about a little bit about everything here at the moment. So I know somebody out there is going to ask me about Dave. Don't know what's going on with Dave. He's taking a break. That's
a little hiatus.
Yeah. And I know he's got a lot going on with his square drop trailer and all that stuff. So, I just thought I'd fill in and, keep the Saturday night group going while he's doing that. And as soon as he decides he wants to come back and do some more, then you won't see this one anymore. So we're just here for the filler. Let's see here. As far as in the streaming stuff, I'll talk about that for a minute here. Let's see here. It says I'm a little bit low. Let's see if I can fix you here.
Oh, Dad's soft.
I gotta figure this out here. Let's see here. iPad.
I could be a little loud.
I'll just try to talk a little bit louder.
You sound good to me.
I don't want to push any buttons and have something catastrophic happen. But anyway, so talk about this streaming platform here. So this is Talk Studio from Streamlabs. If you know anything about the streaming platforms, this one used to be called Melon. And I guess in the last couple of weeks, they changed it to Talk Studio. This week, I'm on the free version of it to see if I even like it enough to pay for it. So we'll see how that goes. We over the time frame that we've been using the StreamYard on Dave's show, seems like we had some issues here and there. And so I just wanted to try a different option to see if something was better out there that would fit with us. Let's see here. So we're trying it out. Maybe next week I'll end up back at StreamYard. I have no idea at this point. But it is what it is. It'll be all right. We'll survive.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth right now.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's just jump through here. We can see some of the folks that are out there. Wow, we got Troy. Troy's out there. Jeff is out there. Hey, Jeff. Dave Krause, how you doing, sir? Rob Hampton's out there. Thank you, Rob. Already there's some stuff with this program that I like and some of it that I don't like. But we'll see how it goes. Yep, there we go. There's Thomas. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Will, Mr. Coleman, nice to see you. There's Jeff Connor. How you doing, buddy? John Thompson's out here too. Keith Stanford, how you doing, buddy? Ray Dixon, he's out there. I'm going to stop highlighting these things because it's messing me up. Tim Keller, Roger Brown, Mike Salvi. There's Mr. JR. How you doing, buddy? Let's see here. Wade Constance is out there. There's Paul. So I guess got to pay for it to get Paul in here too. So we'll fix that, Paul. Sorry about it, buddy. And there's a bunch of people out there. So it's good to see everybody. I appreciate you joining us, and we'll see what we got going on here. I spent the day today out in Hershey Park. My wife and my son and my nephew went out there, and we were, mainly at the water park for the kids, and had a good time. Interesting people watching, very interesting. There's some folks that wear things that they really shouldn't. It just because it fits doesn't mean it should. But I did see, yeah. I did see some neat shirts that gave me some ideas. For Father's Day. Father's Day's coming up. I did get a couple of cool ideas for designs to do for that. So getting some inspiration all over the place. So let's see here. So anyway, Mr. Sean.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, buddy?
Oh, well, today it's been one of those fighting to get my. I did a 3D model several years ago. It's a simple ceiling hanger where you take your RC planes and you hang them up.
Mm-hmm.
I was proud of it. Just it was an exercise in fusion, and I never thought twice about it. And a couple days ago, I was farting around and like, hey, you search your name. I mean, you've done it, I'm pretty sure. You just Google it, and a picture of the plane popped up. The hanger. It's like, oh, that's cool. Wait, it's on Etsy. What's it doing on Etsy? So a handful of people literally took my design and started selling it.
No
one person sold over 357 models of it. Yeah, that's $16 a pop.
Wow.
Yep. Not even a thank you. So I've been going back with eBay and also Etsy and getting them knocked out.
Oh, that's cool.
That's been the past day and a half.
Wow.
But it is what it is. I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah. Once you put something out there that people like, they're going to copy it or steal it or make their own version of it or whatever.
I honestly, if they would have said, "Hey, could we do this?" I'd probably just said, "Yes, go for it." I hope it does well. Or one guy turned around and he goes, "Hey, if you let me keep doing this, I'll give you a percentage." It's like, it's all yours. So by the time everything's said and done, he's the only one that has said anything. So he'll probably end up with exclusive rights, I guess, to it.
Oh, there you go. Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
So you've also been working a lot on the train tracks and everything.
Oh.
So
I've got it all over the shop now.
Oh yeah. You've been busy. I've been seeing a lot of the posts and such on Facebook and stuff. The last thing that I remember seeing was that you did was it an STL file for the bridge itself?
Oh yes.
So you have the bridge module, and then you have the bridges themselves.
The bridge. Yeah, this way, instead of spending, I mean, the stuff is really nice. Kato track and the bridges and everything are really nice and well done, but they're a little expensive. And I figured if you get the module, why not just, because most of the guys that are into trains, not all, but quite a few, they have their own 3D printers. So I figured I'd just go ahead and offer I better watch out because I'm offering it for free. But this time you have to get it off my site instead of thing of hers. So yeah, and it's been a fun project. Lots of rivets, lots of rivets.
Yeah, the
But
detail on that thing's pretty awesome.
it's been fun.
The scale of it really doesn't even translate with
No.
that size, like from the photos. I mean, and seeing all those rivets, it doesn't seem like it. I mean, it seems
Oh,
like it's huge, but it's really, yeah. I mean, that's
yeah, that's it. That's the
insanity.
module too, or the bridge and the module.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that looks great. Very cool. So hopefully that'll be a nice addition to the other ones.
Getting up there slowly but surely.
Yeah, very cool. So you've started up a whole new website for them and everything. Is that
Yeah. You can go right to Klondike.com, just like my name. Uh, Ditch the Sean, go Klon. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
yeah,
Yeah, Klondike.com, and you'll get there.
cool.
And the STL files and the modules, and I'm a member of a local train club, and I've put some of their information up on there. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I was always focused on big, like HO, but I don't have the room. I have the room. That's the coolest thing with these is they're small. You don't have to do a whole train set if you don't want to. You can just do a module or a diorama and go from there, and then include it into, like, if you're a member of a club, hence like Des Moines Club here, um, you can literally hook it up with everybody else. And they had a train show here 4 or 5 months ago, and it was really cool. It was a huge layout. They must have had over 300 modules connected.
What Big H Works out there is asking. He's asking what kind of plywood you're using for those modules. What
It's quarter inch. I can't think of the name. I thought it was the Duro. What is it, Duraply? But I think this batch is something different. It's from Home Depot.
okay.
It's pretty nice, actually. It's clean on both sides. No patches, no biscuits or anything.
Very nice. Yeah. How long does it take you to cut one of those out?
Depending upon the module, if it's like a single, I could probably knock one out in 5 or 6 minutes,
Wow.
just the cut. So it's not too bad. It's pretty much all cuts, and I think I'm running them at 2250. So I know I can speed it up, but one thing I found with ply is I'm better off. I'm safer, slower in case you hit that void,
Yeah.
or that glue pocket.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you don't have to be super fast,
Don't.
it
Yeah.
be consistent more than fast. I think. I think that's been a thing that you'll see a lot with Dave and his designs that he's doing on the laser distraction stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would run stuff faster, like he says, but you know,
Oh,
he's
why?
cut and reliable. Why would you want to mess
Yeah.
with that? And if you don't have to be on a time crunch,
Hmm.
better to
Save your
have it
tube.
cut once. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Wade's out there. He's let's see here. I'll send a link. I'll run out to the garage and show you my hydroponic vegetable garden. Some of
Vegetable
it's
garden.
3D printed. That's pretty
Cool.
sweet, Wade. I would definitely would do so. With this week, I won't be able to do that though because we're just playing with this thing and this system, and I'm afraid I'll throw everything off if I try to mess around too much with it this week. But if you want to email me, rballarddesigns@hotmail.com, I can show them up on here, and we can check those out with you. That'd be pretty sweet. So
I'd like to see what he 3D printed.
yeah,
And-
yeah, it's amazing what you can do with the 3D printing stuff. The just the application that you can do anything with. Like here is this is a I don't know if I've ever shown this before, but this is so my day job is I do solar installations. I've had the solar company for over 10 years now, and you're always looking for ways to save time, save money, do other things up on the roof to make it a fast that you're not on there all the time. So one thing that I worked on and off and the main reason why I got my Ender 3 back here, where's it at? There it is to make these little guys. There it is. Pardon the dust. But basically what this is a junction box to attach to the roof. And so I was trying to think of ways to make it faster to attach them and to run wiring in them and such like that. So this is the current version of it. And here's another version of it here. But basically, I was able to put screws with what are those things? The threaded inserts into the box itself.
Into the plastic.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet, and it works out. And then the way that I'm kind of designing this thing is so that it'll attach to the rails or the rails on the roof underneath of the solar panel. So I think this is like iteration like 5 or 6 or something like that. But just that I could create this at my house.
Hey, Rob, I think Ryan can use that for a raccoon removal service device, but I mean, he'd have to.
You can just swing it at him like a hatchet.
Yeah. So. Oh, John. Yes, actually, it is sandy ply. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
the sandy ply.
Oh, no, he says that. Yeah.
Very cool.
This batch is pretty clean. I like it. Ryan and his raccoon removal tool.
Yeah.
That is. It's so what I love about this is, like you said, you can design something, print it, test it, change it.
Yep.
Because I mean, I don't know if you remember back in the day, you'd come up with an idea and you'd have to send it off, and then maybe a week later or a couple of weeks later, you might get something back, or it could even be months.
Oh yeah, and it would cost you
$50,
several $100s to get a test piece to immediately say, nope, that's not going to work. I mean, I got probably 30 cents into all this. It's pretty amazing. Let's see here.
Yeah, what I find is once you do the design, you have it.
Yeah, it's there, and it's usually pretty easy to manipulate. Ray's asking what the hardest material you work with in 3D. Ray, are you talking about like 3D printing, or are you talking about like CNC stuff?
CNC router.
Yeah. If you could clarify a little bit for us, appreciate it, and we'll figure it out. And Paul here. Paul's asking if it's PLA. Yeah, that's just black PLA. I stopped buying just black for this stuff because it's harder to see, where I want to make my changes and all that. So I kind of converted over to gray. So I like doing my prototypes of gray just to be able to, it shows a little bit easier on the eyes, but it works out pretty well. But yeah, it's I usually use Hatchbox PLA is what I usually use.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. On that little ender, it does a good job.
Yeah, I've personally used Hatchbox. I'm stuck on eSun right now. It's been pretty good to me.
Very good. Oh, all right. So Ray's talking about 3D printing. I mean, with 3D printing, you have all kinds of materials that you can print with. So you can do carbon fiber, you can do wood, you can do different metal stuff. It really just depends. I'm just playing with the plain old plastic. I have some that is called ASA, which is more sunlight stable and heat resistant to warping. I mean, if I put this on a roof, it would melt in a day. The first day it's up there, it would be destroyed. But for sitting around the house, messing around, trying to get it figured out, works good. But a material
I
that
haven't
I would
used
actually
ASA.
use to make that product, I'd probably use ASA. Um, yes, yeah, Ray. There is the PLA has the problem with the UV stuff. Even Dave was showing a couple weeks ago. He made the mount for his CB radio in for his truck, and the heat had gotten to it, and it had all drooped. And that's just because PLA has a low melting point. And
It still worked though.
yeah, it's
It
still
still
functioning.
worked.
Still functioning. So
I think for me the hardest so far, nylon. I think
oh
it's
yeah,
nylon. I've done the metals and they print good. They eat through nozzles. I've done glow in the dark. It, see when I started printing, there was no PLA, and all these fancy uh, uh, derivatives of plastic. It was ABS, So and then we didn't have the cooling because you'd end up choking up your nozzle because it heat creeps and it's come a long way. It's come a long ways in a short period of time.
yeah. Mr. Sean's an early adopter of 3D printing. Much earlier than most.
10 years?
Yeah, wow, that's pretty awesome. I think I've had this little guy like maybe 3 or 4 years, but I don't print with it enough to be really proficient with it. I was
The
actually showing
Ender's
my
free.
I was showing my wife today. There's little YouTube clips of people using those bamboo ones.
Oh, the
Man,
nice, yeah.
if I could justify it, I'd buy one. That thing is
The
sweet.
one is this the one that has the different colors on the top, like 3 or 4 different colors?
Yeah,
The big
and
one, yeah.
yeah, it's so cool. They were printing the little Grogu, the Baby Yoda guy,
Mhm, mhm.
in full color, and it was just so cool to see it like doing the brown body stuff, and then it would do the green on the head and the arms and stuff like that, and instantly putting in the black eyes. It was really a pretty cool
That's
little
fun.
video. I was like, man, I just wish I could justify it. I just don't use
What
it enough. But
what are they now, like 1,500,
uh,
1,600?
I think it's somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right in that
They have
ballpark.
that. They have their other one, the P1, I think it's called.
Oh, the little guy.
Which is it's I think it might be $700 or $800. I think that's what Jerry Brown has, a couple of those, and it just doesn't have as many of the bells and whistles as that the bigger
Still.
one does. But man, the ability to print that quick is pretty awesome. Yeah, Keith. There's also, yeah. Well, he means the Creality,
Oh, Creality.
K1, and it's a competitor for that bamboo, and um, it's a pretty cool. It does a good job too. The build volume's pretty close to what the Ender 3 is, but it prints a lot faster, and it's a fully enclosed. It's kind of just a turn it on and go.
Little
There's really not
workhorse.
a lot of fiddling with it. But yeah, $1,000 for something that's basically
That's
just going to sit back there.
if you're doing a lot of prints and they have to look nice and everything, I get it. I
Yeah,
totally get it.
yeah, or you just have the disposable income where you want to just say, hey, I want that, and I'm going to get that, and so I'm evidently probably going to have to buy a new computer for doing live streams and stuff like that. Doing it on the iPad is not going to cut it very long. So
But I noticed the stream is stable. The video is stable.
yeah. It does really good on the iPad. I mean, I've always been really happy with how well it works, but trying to manipulate everything and all that on that screen, just we need a dedicated computer if we're going to keep going. So, but
I'm right behind you.
oh, Keith, it says that he's holding off until they start
K1.
shipping the K1 Max. Yeah, that they're supposed to be doing a larger version of it, and yeah, that would be pretty awesome. let's see here. It,
Yeah, write off.
yeah, it is a write off for the business,
Still,
but
it's a chunk of change.
yeah, well, yeah, and you've got to get your CPA to understand what you're trying to do.
YouTube. It's for YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. So um, my CPA hasn't understood that yet, and so he goes, "Is it for solar stuff? Is it for Christmas lights? No. All right, you're not writing it off." I'm like, ah. But maybe
Soon.
we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. But yeah, I mean, really, everything should be a write off for the business. Technically, I mean, I would be using it for my solar business for prototyping and stuff. So technically, it could go there too. But yeah, I mean, it's still just you guys stroke that check and for something that might just sit back there for months at a time. I'm a bit cheap.
I should say too, I've cycled through a lot of printers. I had a job to do with sconces for lights for a couple restaurants, and what it was, the ceiling, they put like a mahogany strips across the ceiling, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then they wanted sconces, black sconces. So I ended up grabbing 5 large printers and I put them to work and printed out all the sconces. Once I was done, I parted ways with those and yeah, kept one.
There you go.
But
There you
yeah,
go.
and then I like cycling through because you get to see what's next and something
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, getting to see
Yeah,
what's out there and what's next to play with and all that good
yeah.
stuff. My problem is I don't like getting rid of it. Once I have something and I like it, I'd rather just keep it. And
That's why you
in the
get
end,
5 and then you keep 1.
yeah. Yeah, Rob, I hear you. As soon as you can get monetized on YouTube, well, we're quite a ways away off on getting that to happen. So hopefully we can make that happen, but that's not there yet. So
Invite your friends,
oh
share,
yeah,
share a link.
oh yeah. Watch it 30 or 40 times. I mean, you go to bed tonight, just replay it and just put it on a
Run.
replay thing. It definitely will help out. So, but cool. So, Sean, you weren't here last week when I jumped on, and Cody joined me for a little bit.
I watched, thank goodness for reruns. That was cool. Hey,
Yeah,
Cody, if you're out there.
yeah. It's so that machine he was talking about running that machine and breaking one of the
Oh,
the
when he
wheels on it.
crashed it.
Oh,
Oh,
I would have crapped myself so bad. I'm sure he
oh,
did
you know it
too.
was loud.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, just hearing an expensive noise happening would be pretty
Yeah.
crazy. So, but
Rob's already throwing up hashtag Jenny.
yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Hashtag Jenny. Thank you, buddy. But there you go. Yeah. We I haven't talked to Cody or anything like that about seeing if he'd be willing to do what he was doing over on Dave's channel here or not. So I'd like to do that, but that'll be something I have to talk about offline with him. So we'll see. I like I said before, this could be a 2-week thing and that's it, and then we're back on Dave's show and be done. But we'll see how it goes.
Well,
I'm not worried about it.
you can always pick Thursday night
Exactly.
or Friday.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're just having fun. So we're literally making it up as we go. I've made even a little intro like graphic thing, like title graphic-y thing, and it kind of is amusing because things move, and but with this free version of this Talk Studio thing, you can't add that in there, and but we'll if we keep this one in here, we'll add it maybe for next week.
Now, for the link on the channel, I noticed your hair is all wild. Did you happen to grab a live wire on your solar panels, or?
No, I don't remember what that was for. I think I remember what that's for. So this girl that's been cutting my hair for the past 10 years or so, whenever I need my hair cut, I snap a selfie of my hair being all crazy and I send it to her, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta make a thumbnail and all that, and I was looking for pictures to put on into the thumbnail, and I ran across that one. I was like, all right, there we go.
That'll work.
We're using that one. It's
If
interesting.
anything, we'll be frazzled by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Dave, I hope you're enjoying your relaxation and enjoying a cup of coffee, my friend.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes.
That trailer is going to be awesome.
Yes.
The pictures and stuff that he's been putting up on Facebook on it is pretty neat. And I'm so glad that I have a camper already, because like that then threw me down another rabbit hole over the last couple of days, and I'm like watching teardrop people making teardrop campers all over the place. And, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I don't need one of these, because I'd be out there trying to build one too. But I don't.
Oh, it's lighting a little fire underneath my rear, so who knows? I've got this cool little trailer. It's one that has the drop gate on the back, like a
Okay.
utility trailer. And I was talking to Dave, and good idea is just literally making one that slides in.
Oh,
And
there
then when
you
you
go.
don't need it, you slide it out.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
slick
kind of
idea.
like what you do with the pickup truck ones, the ones that go
Yeah,
bed. Yeah,
no different.
that'd be pretty cool. You just put it in there and jack it down and just roll on out.
Be done.
That'd be pretty cool. Oh, all right, Wade. Definitely. Thanks, buddy. Wade sent in a couple of a video from a couple weeks ago and some pictures. So I'll get a hold of those, and we'll share them next week if we're here. If we're not here, then we'll show them on Dave's channel. So it's good times. Good times. So, oh, all right. Well, I'm kind of spent for the day. Um, I'm half sunburnt. I'm actually still wearing my bathing suit. Uh, little chafing.
Must have been a little warm.
It was. It was like 80 something, I guess, and it was a good time. Haven't been to Hershey Park in probably 8 or 9 years, and man, that place has changed. It's a really cool park though, because you can go in to
Now, I'm assuming it's an amusement park.
yeah.
Okay.
But they have, I mean, it's all about Hershey's chocolate, Reese's stuff, Jolly Ranchers. I mean, that stuff's all over the place. Let's see here. Sean, it sounds like a lot louder.
Is that better?
All right, Thomas, I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate the feedback. We'll try to get it figured out. So, but yeah, it's literally the chocolate factory. So you go to they even have a little ride that goes into the shows you like how they make Hershey's chocolate, and which is pretty cool. Back in the day, because the place is now this is its 50th year of having Hershey's Chocolate World. And 50, back in the day, they would actually take you on tours inside the actual chocolate factory, because it's literally right there, and it's pretty neat how that functions. But now they have some like animatronic cows and Hershey bars and stuff like that show you, oh, here's this and that, and it's pretty neat though. And then at the end, you get they give you a piece of chocolate, so that's worth the $10 for parking. So, let's see here. John Thompson has a question for you there, Sean. Do they have junction connections or go from to go from one to another? I guess
Oh,
do they lock together or how do your boxes go together?
how we show this here. Okay, pretty much the box itself sits on its own 4 feet, as you can see, and the tracks lock. Trying to get this where we all can see using the unit connector. They literally lock together. So you set the next module next to it at the exact height, and they just literally put together.
So the
Uh,
boxes don't lock together, but the track
no,
itself kind of
it,
locks it all together.
yeah, that's the main thing. The biggest thing for the box is just making sure that the top, or I should say module, the top of the module matches your next. Once you get them all level, they literally just pop together, and away you go.
Yeah, nice, very cool. It's another hobby that I don't need to get into.
It's a fun one when you do.
Yeah, I'm really right now. Like I've back underneath my table over here, I have some of my old remote control cars, and that I've had. The one I'm Tamaya. I have a Tamaya. I think that's the proper way to say it.
Fine.
Boomerang from 1986, and I have a Blackfoot that I think I bought it in '87.
Oh,
Uh,
the hard shell. The
yeah,
I had
yeah.
one.
So
I loved it.
yeah, so those are sitting right back there, but the bodies were trashed. You know, they're the boomerang. My grandfather had bought for me when I went down to visit him. My parents lived here in Maryland, and he lived in Tampa, Florida. So I went 10 years old. You know, my parents put me on a plane and said, "Here, go see Grandpa." And back when you could actually walk up to the gates with your family members and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And back in the good old days before TSA. So I went down there and he bought me this remote control car and we put it together like over 2 weeks. So it's really got some sentimental value to it. And but the body is long gone and it was trashed. But I want to. So I started looking at 3D printing a body for it, and there's some really cool remote control car bodies out there that for 3D printing. There's one of them. It's 3dsets.com, where it's the entire car, the gearbox and everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you add in the electronics and the motor and like tires if you don't want to print out tires, and you build the whole car, and that's so cool. And the files for them are like $30 or $40. So it sounds like a lot just for a file, but the way that these things
Fine.
are you want to throw yourself down a pretty neat little rabbit hole just to watch how some engineering brain works. Watch some of the videos on these 3D sets. The one I want to get is called Sandy. It's a dune buggy, and but like the way that you print it out and it screws together and all that stuff. It's really a cool setup. There's another one that's out there too that they just do the bodies themselves, and so I might do that for just doing just a different car body for it. They had like a Volkswagen bus and some other ones out there. I was like, oh,
Hippie it all out.
yeah, it'd be pretty cool to put on
Power.
this off-road dune buggy body, chassis, and have an off-road bus. So
Well, I do know they're bringing those models back. The older Maya. They're
yeah,
calling that. This makes me feel old because they're calling them classic.
yeah, oh, yeah. Well, and so they're supposed to bring out the boomerang this year again, which will be the second time that they've re-released it. And so I'm hoping to get a hold of one this time. and actually have one that I can build, and you know I can restore my old one and have it kind of a shelf queen. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's Ray. I bet you Dave will sell you a drone. He's got one in a box. I know it. I know it's there. Oh, I love Dave. He's so awesome. But yeah, well, and see like that, and a drone thing is something that I could actually use for solar stuff.
Oh, many things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Skip on the roof.
So
You know, we're talking about RC cars,
yeah, we're
and
kind of gone into RC cars on it for a little while.
the
But
time the
there's drones
timeline.
that you can print too. I mean,
Oh yeah. But what
3D
I was going to
printing
say
is
is the
stupid.
timeline from the cars, you know, that we had when they first came out, the original Mayas, to now. Um, check this out.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, there you go.
So this is a rustler. Okay, my nephew gave this to me as a gift,
Sweet.
and it's crazy. It's with the big battery and everything, it'll go up to 65 miles an hour.
Holy
The
cow.
these tires, when it's running, they balloon way out.
No
It's
kidding.
nuts. It's to the point where it's almost too fast. Well, it is too, compared to the older cars. You can run those on a small area. Try to run this in the backyard. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
But
awesome.
they've come so far. I mean, the brushless motor versus the brush motors. Yeah, but you turn them up a lot faster.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. More pits for money.
Exactly.
Well, see, as a kid, that's why I even stopped running mine, because I realized pretty quickly this is an adult man's game that you can actually afford. Yeah, you need to have income to blow on toys like that. And I was like, I'm like 12 years old. I don't have money for this.
Just sit back, kind of be cool with it,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
fun.
But after they had all broken and I couldn't drive them anymore, then I've kept them, and they've meant a lot over the years. But I need to get them out and restored and such like that, and go. I know, like, there's actually some parts I've already printed out, a couple of parts that were on Thingiverse for the Blackfoot that I have, the monster
Okay.
truck, and but I be pretty fun to and get them back up and operating, and my son is now that age when I got my first real car, and so it'd be fun to introduce him to the
Another
sickness.
one. Yes, yeah, it is. It is. Paul was asking if I printed RC tires using TPU. Actually, yes, I did. I did a formula car. I 3D printed, Izzy and I 3D printed some formula cars, and I printed TPU tires. It's interesting because they're rubbery, but they're still kind of hard.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
would try that. Well, I can't try that on mine. My printer won't do it. So
it will. It will.
yeah,
I think it would. Just
yeah.
slow and easy on it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'd rather just go buy the tires.
Yeah.
My Blackfoot tires they're so old and all that you squeeze them and your fingers go through them, and it's like
Oh no, they're already
oh,
cracking.
yeah, they're those are done for, but we'll
Yeah,
get
but
it.
what are they like? What are they like? 40 years old?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
30. Well, no, you're 10. You're how old are
they're
well,
from
yeah.
'86, so they're
Okay,
almost
yeah,
40 years old. Yeah, so
that's pretty good.
yeah, yeah, they're fun though. So I'm looking forward to kind of diving myself back into that a little bit, just to make some bodies for my existing cars and all that, and maybe a new one for fun.
There you
Um,
go. Yeah.
they were talking about, like, the one the dune buggy that I want to get from 3D sets. Um, I mean, they say it's like 10 plus days of straight printing to print everything out, because
I can believe
you're
it.
literally printing every part to it except for screws and stuff. So, but they're pretty neat. It's definitely a cool little rabbit hole to go down to watch how these things are built. They those guys that make that also do like some Jeeps, and they do some Land Cruisers. They have
There's
a
a
Beetle.
there's an A-Team band.
Yeah, they've recently come out with a van that looks like the A-Team van.
A-Team.
I was like, oh man, these are cool. And for 30-40 bucks for those the
Yeah.
the files
The
for it.
STL files.
If you look at how much it costs to buy a Lexian body these days, half of them are 30-40 bucks by
That
themselves, or
alone was
50
30.
bucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it really doesn't. It's not that bad when you
Mm.
think about it.
Then you just print
So
another one if you break it.
yeah. If you break parts, you print out a new one and you go for it. So, but yeah, it'll be a fun little thing to dive down here in a little bit. Um, I think we're probably going to build the dune buggy. I'll get some. You print the body in one color. You print the chassis in black or gray or whatever, and it's
You're going full out with everything except for
yeah,
you're gonna print
yes,
everything out. That's pretty.
yeah.
This is the B Dub.
Yeah, they have the bug. They have a bug, and then they have one called Sandy, which is a dune buggy,
Oh,
like
that's the blue one.
the
I see that.
fiberglass dune buggy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is my next automotive project that we have out in the shop to do. I have a dune buggy body out there that I've had for 13 years, I think, at this point. And it's an old Dean Jeffries body, which it's pretty neat. But we need to start getting that thing restored.
There you go.
Oh, Ray, you're speaking to me. How's the scoreboard going? The scoreboard has stalled at the moment. It's still out in the shop, and let's see here if I can. I really can't see There's a box over here that I have all the 3D printed parts in. I have to do the Arduino stuff to make it all work, and I've just been so busy with stuff that I haven't been able to take the time to teach myself how to do that. So it's going to get done. It just hasn't gotten there yet. A lot of it was also delayed because of the shop, putting the shop up and getting walls in the shop and blah 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 blah. Lots of excuses, but it's okay. It's
Nobody's
getting
gonna hang
there.
you.
Yeah. I've thought though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hang the scoreboard back up on the wall, and then I can take the front plates off of it. Because initially I took the rear pieces off of it to access stuff, and I'm realizing that you can actually do that from the front. So to get it off of the shop floor and everything, I'm going to actually go ahead and mount it up on the wall where it's going to be living, and I can just take the front pieces out and mount the boards and stuff right up behind it. So
That's pretty slick idea.
yeah, it'll turn out pretty cool when it's done. I just really need to take time to figure out the Arduino part. And I really don't need it to do a whole lot. I want it to function as a scoreboard and like timers and stuff like that. So it's not as straightforward as it could be, which is my own fault. So it'll get there, Ray. I appreciate the question on that, though.
Save for me from poking them.
Well, oh, yeah. Let's see here. There we go. When you get in shop build mode, other stuff doesn't get done as much. Very true. Very true. And the past year really has, well, I was trying to get the shop done because of my businesses and stuff like that. I needed a place to put stuff. So it's yeah, it definitely, a lot of my projects have been sitting on the back burner because of that. But shop is almost done. I mean, really, realistically, as an update on the shop, I need to put trim around one of the doors, um, and the all the doors, both doors are on there and such like that. Oh, I think I just lost Sean there, but that's all right. I need to put trim around the door, one door, and then on the inside we need to work on the electrical. I've wired up lights for most of the ceiling. The lights that I got didn't come with the connectors for half of the lights that I got, so we're trying to get that figured out. But it'll get there. Not too bad, but that's after I get a couple of these solar projects done that have been really far behind because of the delay issues and such like that. We're gonna go ahead and get that done. So, and then I can really play with some other toys. So I appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate the question on that, and there we go. We'll get that there. There we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that. How you doing, buddy? It's nice to see you over here. I appreciate you joining us for this old shit show. Let's see here. What's going on? Let's see here. Keith, what's Keith saying here? How much clearance is needed for 3D printing? Want to make a round part to fit in a 1.75 inch hole. Is 0.01 clearance okay? Make the part 0.174. Want a snug fit. All right, so I know Keith is very new to 3D printing, and he recently got himself an Ender 3 Pro, I think it is, and been getting it going. Keith, what I would suggest to do is to do some test pieces, really. Trying to see if I have anything right here from the scoreboard. Yeah, here. Making noise. What I did here is I have some of the pieces for the scoreboard, but these aren't the ones that I actually used. And it was just trying to make sure that those clearances were going to fit. So the first thing that I did was, here's a piece of the actual scoreboard, is I modeled up this round puck. So you can see that there. Oh, there you go. So modeled it up so I had the height proper, had the holes in the right position and such like that. The ones that I ended up making are slightly different. There it is. Here's the model of it that I had here. As you can't, I don't know if you can really tell in the screen right now, but these white pieces of the diffuser are flush pretty much with the black part, and that was a little bit too much work. To be honest, I wasn't getting that far into it because it's going to be up on the wall. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell a difference. So I modeled this guy up here with a nice single wall, and then so this is a representation of the diffuser piece that goes in here. So this one you can tell well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little too tight. It goes in partially, but it doesn't seat all the way down in there. So I had to change it and all that. So and then this bottom puck here is what the LED will poke through, and this is attached to the basically what would be the representation of the circuit board, and then this piece fits on top of it. But again, you can see it's not they're not in there, so I had to do some adjustments. So even though I sized them what should be proper, so the long story short to this is, Keith, is do a couple little test pieces. Make them small. Don't make the whole part of what you need. but make a little disc or something like that, to be able to pop it off and test fit it. This is half a cent worth of filament, so it's not like it's a big deal to do so. So that's my suggestion to you on that, bud, is to just try it that way. Just print a little part of it and see if the fit works, and then you can work off of it from there. So, good deal. Hopefully that answers your question on that. There we go. Let's see here. Oh yeah, yeah. I was saying, how many he tested before he had a good one. It's really nice to get it figured out. So, and once you get it dialed in, then you're like, oh yeah, perfect. So, good deal. Good deal. All right, party people. Well, it's just about the top of the hour here, and I lost Sean. So I really appreciate everybody jumping in here tonight and listening to the ramble. And we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll be back next week. Maybe we won't. We'll see what my buddy Dave's up to. So until then, let's see here. A lot of times, a circle can have step sides and not truly round. You're very true, John. Very true. Because it ends up becoming a polygon, kind of like this little guy. I didn't need it to be 1,000% round, and so that with this little guy being the same, you get the picture. So, but again, really appreciate everybody showing up tonight and hanging out. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll see what happens here, like I said, and we'll go from there. So until then, I appreciate you, and hope you have a good weekend. And we're gonna, I guess I gotta clean up now because I just dumped a whole bunch of stuff all over my desk. And it started pouring rain. Go figure. It was only supposed to rain like 3 or 4 hours ago for 5 minutes, and now it's pouring. Whatever. That's the weather. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, people. We'll talk to you next week. Peace out, sauerkraut.